Alrighty, hello all you folks, welcome on back to some more LEGO Marvel Superheroes. Today we're going to be tackling Juggernauts and Crosses free play, which is level number 8 if you've been following along. But yeah, you'll notice we are going to be picking up the 10 Minikits and freeing the 1 Stan Lee in Peril. We have video links in the description for all of those as well if you need that. But 105,000 suds for True Believer, we got multipliers, so we're not worried about that. And Magneto and Sandman are both going to be required for this level. If you don't already have them, purchase them for 170,000, that is, for Sandman, and 150,000 for Magneto. Everybody else you should have from story completion. But anyways, here on at the edge of the map, select Juggernauts and Crosses. Free play, pick anyone you want. We're going to go with Iron Man because we love him. He's got the rockets and the laser, so that is fun indeed. But yeah, feel free to let us know down below if you've got any sort of anything. I mean, we're just starting the video, but you might have some questions off the bat. Anything, feel free to let us know. Just if you want to get a conversation going, feel free to comment. But I was just killing some time before we loaded into the level here, which, I mean, we obviously removed the loading times and everything, but yeah folks, first Minikit, get it started up there on the high left balcony. Use Magneto to manipulate the blue gramophone, and you'll spin it around, and that will reveal the first of 10 Minikits. So that is all good and dandy, so that is done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to complete a bit of story, because we always get through the story, we don't just edit it all out, because then it would kind of, there'd be so many like jump cuts between collectibles and it would just look a bit awkward. So we keep in all the story, we just speed it up a bit, just to kind of make it as quick as possible. Because if we didn't speed this up, we'd be rambling for so long, and we already ramble enough. So could you imagine us rambling even more? I sure couldn't. But anyways, if you forget this area of the level, you just have to kind of uncover 2 secret tunnels for the students to slide down, because obviously the X-Mansion is under attack at the moment, so we have to provide some escape for them. But yeah, then Juggernaut comes running in and goes flying over there. And now we're going to slow it down here for the second Minikit. So before we head through the doorway, I hope I didn't lead you into thinking we were going to make our way to the next room, because we're not. But we'll notice a gold lock here on this bookshelf, so we're going to go ahead and melt that. Then we'll build up these books into an X shape here, obviously for X-Men, X for X-Men. Then that'll get you the second Minikit. Then we're going to make our way straight away in this room, this next room. We're going to notice a grapple plug along the back, so pull it as Spider-Man, or we use Mr. Fantastic, and that'll open up this secret room where we can blow up this box inside, and that'll get us the third Minikit. So we're making good progress. And yeah, so now we're just going to complete a bit more story. Now, important to note here, past the fire here, you'll notice there's a kind of toilet in the back there, and you'll notice a silver kind of cubicle there. So that's actually going to be related to the 4th Minikit, which we'll get here in a minute. But I'm only bringing it up because when we get to the 4th Minikit, once we're inside the toilet, we kind of like, because you obviously have to use Iron Man's rockets to blow up the silver cubicle. But I mean, if you've if you've been following along, you know that we just randomly like to shoot Iron Man's rockets without really knowing where they're going. So you can see here we were just shooting them, randomly taking out other stuff, and then it turns out the splash damage took out the silver cubicle there. But just take it out if you didn't already by just spraying Iron Man's rockets randomly, and then use telekinesis on the plunger to fish out the 4th Minikit from the toilet, which is a little bit disgusting. I would surely wash my hands after collecting that, but either way, we'll keep on with the keeping on, I guess, and we'll make our way through here into the next room where Storm is being held captive by Toad and his massive tongue, which I don't know how that tongue is fitting in his body, but I won't question it. I guess instead of his intestines wrapping all around him, it's just his massive tongue. So that's a pleasant thing to imagine. But anyways, once we've freed Storm, you will notice a blue statue in the back left hand side, so use Magneto to lift that up, and then we'll use him again to remove these blue bars, and then that will reveal the 5th Minikit inside the statue. So pick that up, and that's going to do it for all the Minikits inside the X-Mansion for now. If you know, the next area is actually going to be outside in a massive courtyard where our next bunch of collectibles are. In fact, I think there's 3 Minikits and the Stan Lee in Peril. out there. But while we're in a bit of downtime getting through some story, feel free to let us know down below what's been your favorite moment of this game so far. We're kind of making our way through this game. I was going to bring this up before when I was like, oh, leave a comment down below, and I was going to bring this up, and then I kind of got stopped because we were getting straight into the collectibles. But yeah, feel free to let us know down below what's been your favorite part of this game so far. I don't really feel like I've been asking many questions throughout the series, which, you know, I feel like could get you guys involved if I did ask some questions. So yeah, feel free to let us know what's been your favorite part of the game. We're kind of at the halfway point of this free play. You know, do you have a favorite level? Do you, you know, maybe you like the Deadpool missions? What's been your favorite one of those? We've covered a few of them and still have plenty more to do. We just have plenty more of this game to tackle. You know, maybe you like the New York, the Manhattan hub a lot, so feel free to let us know if there's a specific part of that you really like, and we're going to be tackling all that, don't worry. Like, we're a good portion of the way through this game, but there is still a lot more to do as well. But anyways, once we get out into this outside courtyard area, we're going to notice a shack here in this corner, so fly up on top of it and then use Iceman or Loki as well would work to extinguish the fires, and then we'll build up the parts into a strength handle here, which will pull on as the Hulk or Thing, and then you'll actually lift up the shack and then you can throw it away, which will destroy it. And then we can build up these parts into a blue trampoline. Now, I thought we had to use Magneto on it for some reason, because it's blue, and usually blue stuff you have to use Magneto, but it turns out it just happens to be a blue trampoline, so Magneto will not be able to help us with that, and Stanley's just going to be able to drop down onto it, and that'll free him from Peril. Then for Minikit 6, there's going to be five gargoyles around the area. So the first one is up top on that roof, kind of near Stanley, then just drop back down below, and in between some fires on that grassy little field there before was the second one, and then the third one was there in the back right hand side next to another fire. Then the fourth one's up top here. There's a massive silver object here as well. Doesn't have any relevance, but you can get a ton of studs from it. And then the fifth one's up here, tucked away in the corner there at the end of the path, and that'll be Minikit 6. Then Minikit 7 right here. We're going to notice a hedge over here on the left corner, and so we'll pull out Beast or Wolverine, and we'll dig up some parts here, which we can assemble into a chainsaw. Then we're going to go all crazy. I would make a chainsaw noise. I would attempt to, but I might embarrass myself, so we're just not going to do that. And we will use telekinesis on the chainsaw, and then we'll actually carve out an X shape on the hedge. Again, X for X-Men. We made an X with some books before, and now we're making an X with a hedge as well. But anyways, we're actually going to backtrack a bit because we kind of skipped over this while we were grabbing all the gargoyles, because we wanted to grab them in one swoop. But here in the middle of this area, kind of in this little grass patch, there was some silver debris which we have to blow up. Then we can dig up some parts which we will build into a sand pit. Now, we haven't seen one of these in a little while. I don't think, at least. It's probably been at least a couple levels. I know there was one of these in the first level. I think there was one since then as well, but we've had a couple of these. This one's pretty cool. We transform into an antenna, or not an antenna, a satellite, sorry, which calls in a helicopter, which drops us our 8th Minikit. So there we go, 8 Minikits down and only 2 left to go. So now what we're going to do is, that's it for all these Minikits in the outside area. Unfortunately enough, we can skip quite a bit of story here. Like, there was a battle between Iceman and Pyro, I think is his name, which is basically like Iceman, but instead of ice, he's fire, so he's like the opposite. So we can kind of skip over that and just fly to the top of the area here, use telekinesis to move away the shrubs, then melt the gold wall. Then, once we get into this new area, which we're back inside the X-Mansion, over here on the right-hand side, you're going to notice a blue vending machine, it looks like. I don't know what is inside the vending machine, maybe some sort of snacks or something, or rather, something's in there. And then, once you break that with Magneto, you'll notice some pieces fall out, but we actually can't build them up yet. Now, the reason is because we actually need to, over here on the left, use telekinesis on the bookshelf, which actually reveals that secret little spot where the worker is. Now, we're actually able to build up the parts. We tried to build them before, but we couldn't, so you first have to move away the bookshelf. Then, we're going to build up the parts into a shield switch here, and we'll use Captain America, throw his shield inside the switch, which you'll notice there, you might not have noticed it, but basically the glass on that exterior of that little room there will actually disappear once you've activated the shield switch. Then slip through the vent or grate, whatever you want to call it, as Mr. Fantastic, and then it'll take you through the grate at the top, which will actually get you the 9th Minikit. Now, if you try to slip through the grate from the top one to the bottom one, it won't work. You won't get the Minikit. You have to go from the bottom one to the top one. And then you'll notice we're actually back here in the area we started at. So if you missed either of the Minikits at the beginning, this would be a perfect opportunity to get the Minikit. So say that second one with the bookshelf, you might have accidentally gone through to the next area because we might have misdirected you a little bit because we did kind of complete all the story stuff for that area. And then we got the Minikit before proceeding through. But this would be a perfect opportunity to go and collect that Minikit. So yeah, so if you did miss, or even if you missed the gramophone one as well, you could grab that as well. So yeah, that's just awesome. Rather than restarting the level, and granted, I mean, it was right at the beginning of the level, so that is good. But you know, some of the older games are really good at like letting you return to previous areas. But this game, I must say, is quite the opposite. You can rarely go back to previous areas. But anyways, we've now made our way into the final area of this level, which is a boss battle against Juggernaut, which is a huge portion of the rest of this video, I must tell you. But we're going to get it started with the 10th Minikit. Now, there are 4 screens around the area. Now, I thought you could just destroy them, but it turns out you actually have to use telekinesis on them, and we were using Loki, and unfortunately the same button to use telekinesis is also, he also pulls out his icebox to freeze stuff. And unfortunately, the animation to pull out the icebox is really long, which is why we've been using Iceman most of the time. And also because Loki has a bunch of abilities, like he can travel through grates and use telekinesis, but Iceman is only good for freezing water and extinguishing fires. Not to kind of, not to disrespect Iceman, he's a really cool character. But anyways, use telekinesis on those 4 screens around the area. There's one in the bottom left corner, 1 in the bottom right corner, and then 2 in the kind of back middle side. And that's going to be it. Once you've taken all those out with telekinesis, that'll get you the 10th Minikit. So that's it for all the collectibles in this level. Now we've just got a couple minutes taking out Juggernaut. We've got this sped up a ton because nobody needs to see us taking out Juggernaut because, well, this boss battle is already long as it is, so we sped it up like a lot to kind of save a lot of time. And, you know, we could have saved and exited and gotten rid of all this if we wanted to. And, you know, maybe we'll do that later down the line. But at least for this series, we'll finish out all the levels. Maybe for some other games. If the videos are already pretty long and there's just a long bit of story to end off the level, we might just kind of edit that out. And, you know... But we'll see. We'll just see what happens. I mean, if the video is like 20 minutes without the final bit, maybe we will. But, I mean, these are like... barely longer than 15 minutes, so, you know, we're not too peeved at showing you the rest of it, but, you know, I think you can still kind of make out what we're doing. But if you're on free play and you are done, you can save and exit. I know I've kind of been finishing all the levels, so, you know, you might think you have to, but if you pause and scroll down to exit level, you can select that, and make sure you hit save and exit. The reason we don't do it is because we don't want you to, like, accidentally hit exit level, because, you know, you could kind of get a little too button happy and accidentally scroll to exit level, which if you do that, you exit out of the level and you keep none of your progress, which I know might seem really pointless, but, you know, it's actually pretty useful for us because it allows us to kind of map out all the collectibles in a level, and then once we've done that, we can just exit out of the level and none of our progress is saved, which is nice. But for the average player, for just a casual player that's not recording, obviously, exit level is so pointless. But anyways, yeah, just make sure you select save and exit. I'm sure everybody knows that at this point, but if you don't, we're letting you know. But we're almost done with this boss battle, and there we are. We are done now. But you can see level complete and free play is complete. Not free play is unlocked, free play is complete, actually, sorry. Yeah, story is when you unlock free play. This was free play, so we obviously didn't unlock free play in free play. We finished free play in free play. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm just yapping now. But anyways, we're done the level. Hopefully everybody's clicked off so they don't have to listen to this embarrassing commentary. But anyways, we did rack up the 10 Minikits. We're also almost at 600 million studs, which is awesome. We are like 60% of the way to the billionaire achievement / trophy, which is awesome. And we did, as I said, get the 10 Minikits, built up the comic, which again, the game is still not showing us what those comics are, but they still show us at the end here. We also freed Stan Lee, which gets us 2 more gold bricks added to the pile. And we're making good progress. But don't worry, you might think like, man, he's not getting very many gold bricks. When we get to free roam, that's when the gold bricks are going to really start racking up. Because like, we have like 10 Minikits in these free play videos, which only stack up to 1 gold brick. But 1 collectible in the free roam is going to be a gold brick, which just gets you a gold brick. So it's like, it'll add up by the end. So once we get to free roam, those gold bricks will start stacking up. Don't you worry. So yeah, folks, that is going to wrap it up for this one for level number 8, Juggernauts and Crosses free play. If this one was helpful, a like would certainly be appreciated. Also, if you enjoy the video, a like would also be appreciated. Feel free to comment. Again, comment anything you want to say about the game, any opinions you've got. But until the next one, I'll see all of you later. See everybody. Bye.